This week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis learned very quickly that the Republicans that control the state alongside him have no respect whatsoever for him, and they, in fact, think that he is, in their words, very irresponsible. Now, here's what happened. Ron DeSantis, who's so giddy about Donald Trump being the next president, even though Trump hates him and beat the crap out of him during the Republican primary, effectively ending Ron DeSantis' future political ambitions. But DeSantis decided to suck up to Trump a little bit, and so he called a special session of the state legislature to convene the week after the inauguration in order to help Donald Trump expedite the rounding up and deportation of immigrants in the state of Florida. Here's what DeSantis said. Calling on state lawmakers into a special session to help carry out President-elect Donald Trump's promises for a swift crackdown on immigration. State and local officials in Florida must help the Trump administration enforce our nation's immigration laws. In order to do that effectively, we are going to need legislation to impose additional duties on local officials and provide funding for those local officials. He even threatened to suspend any local law enforcement officials in Florida who don't help him. Not necessarily an idle threat, as he has previously suspended independently elected local prosecutors over policy disagreements. So DeSantis says, guys, you got to come in and do your job, and I'm going to need money, and we're going to have to codify these new rules for these law enforcement officials, and we have to codify the punishments for those that do not help Donald Trump round up the immigrants in Florida and ship them out of here. Now, I don't need to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this because you do need to know it, but I'm sure you already do, but nevertheless, here it is. The state of Florida has a lot of immigrants. Like, that's an understatement. And these immigrants, including people who are here illegally, help prop up the three biggest industries in the state: hospitality, farming, especially citrus farming, and fishing. So if Ron DeSantis does do what he says he's going to do, he is going to kill the top three industries in the state of Florida, which will effectively cripple the economy of the entire state. And that is what is giving Republican lawmakers in the state a little bit of hesitation. So in a joint statement to Ron DeSantis, both the Republican president of the Senate and the Republican leader of the state house said this: "It is completely irresponsible to get out ahead of any announcements President Trump will make, especially when uninformed or ill-timed state action could potentially impair or impede the success of President Trump's forthcoming efforts to end illegal immigration." In other words, they're saying, shut the hell up. Like, you're a lame duck. What are you going to do? You already tried to run for president and the entire nation rejected you because you're a weird little freak who doesn't know how to act like a human being. Donald Trump neutered you. Okay? So we're not going to sit here and take orders. You want us to come to work? We don't want to work. Effectively, that's part of what they're saying. Which I think it is ridiculous that it's just a part-time job. Like, you guys should be there doing your job. But I do agree with, let's not do this, right? Especially because they're pointing out, you don't even technically know what Donald Trump's going to do, right? Like, he still has to put out the orders, the executive orders, the executive actions, which he can't even do until he's president, but you're already telling us to come and work on a thing that right now is a hypothetical. What the hell is your problem? I love it. I never thought I would praise the Republicans in Florida state legislature, but here I am, defying reality myself, praising them for actually making a smart decision. Now, I think they're making a smart decision for the wrong reason. I think the reason they should be doing it is because, again, you're going to cripple three of the biggest industries in the state. But a win is a win, regardless of the reasons, right? So take it where we can get it. The Republicans in Florida basically just told Ron DeSantis, shut the hell up. and go sit in the corner. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.